Good morning, folks. Welcome to Chip Break. I think it's 13. So the other night, a guy I got to know at Autodesk, who's a really good CAM guy and a machinist, texted me actually about using a 3/16 tool on slotting, kind of referring back to the video we did a long time ago, a year ago, on Stop Slotting the Stupid Way. And long story short, he gave me a recipe that blew my mind, and I couldn't believe it, but we did a real quick test cut and just blown away. We're talking Tormach 440 with a 3/16 tool doing this at 90 inches a minute. So I got really excited. I've ordered a bunch of 3/16 tools from Lakeshore Carbide. We're going to do a little video on showing this off. Just so cool to me, and it makes me realize how much I'm leaving on the table, even to this day, on tooling and recipes. On that note, we're shipping out this job today that was a perfect job for the 440, for two reasons. One, it's pretty small, and two, we want that 10,000 RPMs. We did a quick shear hog and then a 3/16 tool to do all this work. I thought they turned out really well. We actually did film it, so it'll be a Wednesday widget coming up, which is perfect because I am going to be on vacation. I'm actually really excited. The month of May was good. I had wanted to do more on getting the shop organized, and we didn't. That is coming up, though. I was actually mentioning this morning on our Patreon live talk with folks that we're going to take every tool out of our toolboxes. Everything gets reorganized. It's the problem of having sort of grown slowly and organically, is everything's kind of all over the place. I want the tool boxes to be well organized and thought out in terms of what tools do we need regularly versus what can kind of go off to the side. I want to know where they are, but I may only get to them once every month or two. But also, the tool drawers need to be better organized, which is where we're going to do things like use the Kaizen foam, which this thing here used to be in actually used to be in this top drawer here, but I use it every day. Why the hell would I open and close that drawer? Sorry, every 20 minutes or 5 minutes, I'm grabbing something off of here. So this should live right here. It's a great way to keep it organized. Screwdrivers, postage stamp, scissors, deburring tool, rule, little razor blade, my drill chart. Guess what? Putting it in that slot, it's actually easy when it's not my left hand. Tells me I always know where it is. A set of wrenches. I can also see if something's missing. It's really easy to know I've got good tool and desk integrity because guess what? Everything's here. On that note of staying organized, I wanted to show off one of the things I really dislike it. I don't know anybody who would like it, is the paperwork side of running a business. And just to give you guys an idea, I made this Excel sheet, and this shows every month, quarter, semi-annual, and annual. I have to do things like our state sales tax, our state unemployment, federal withholdings, federal unemployment, Ohio payroll withholdings, workers' comp, Ohio business tax, our city employee tax, W-2s, W-3s, IT-3, 79. I hate this stuff. It's to me, it's so counterproductive, and it's such a burden on businesses that are my size, because I don't want to pay hundreds of dollars a month to outsource this, at least right now. But oh my gosh, I used to just really get in a foul mood when I would have to do this stuff. And you worry that you're going to miss it, and there's huge penalties. And I'm not the kind of guy who, I don't miss bills, I don't miss obligations. So creating this Excel sheet, it took a few hours, was totally the right call, because now I don't have to worry about it anymore. I've sort of separated the obligation of having to do it from the concern of what do I have to do. Now I just kind of turn my brain off, turn some music on, and I just go through my list. All the hard work is done. Most of the rest of it now, I took all the numbers out because it's obviously private information, but it's just busy work. It's just going through, and I have all the websites here with the account numbers with what I need to do, other notes, do I need to file a paper form as well as mail in a check or an e-file. And then every month that I do it, I make a little note, because when you get those confirmation numbers or something I need to go back on, especially if somebody accuses me I didn't pay, well, it's pretty awesome when in 3 seconds you can say, nope, on March 13th it was confirmation number this, I paid him this amount via this website. I haven't had too many glitches like that, but when you've got your ducks in a row, makes things a lot easier. So do that. I also wanted to mention, so we bought these headphones, link in the video description. They are incredibly silly looking. They're, I guess, gamer headphones, but the audio quality is actually incredible. In fact, we recorded this week's Fusion Friday with this microphone. Normally we use our sort of pro audio mic, but they're also great for background noise. When I'm using my laptop on the train or on the road, or there's background grinding noise here, we're doing video calls, training conferences or webinars. I was just really blown away, and they're like $25. So if you're interested in either headphones or a mic, I would actually really encourage these. We're gonna need a fan. It's now getting to be high 80s here. It's pretty cool in the morning, but by the end of the day, the shop it's warm and it's not super enjoyable. So does anybody own one of those big ass fans? I was kind of thinking that I think we've got enough ceiling height and space to throw one of those things in and just create, I think all we need to do is create some airflow. Hopefully that'll help, but we'd love opinions on that. And last thing I will mention is someone was asking, could you talk more about turning down work? I think the example I gave in a previous chip break was the motorcycle wheels. Not picking on motorcycles. I would turn down anything related to anything that's moving 70 miles an hour that has the ability to destroy a family of 4 in a minivan. It's just not, there's so many reasons why. It's outside of my skill sets. It's not something that we do. And the motorcycle example I was picking on because the person that called me had no idea what they were talking about. Is it going to compromise the integrity of the rim when you bore it out? Why doesn't it fit in the first place? What's the material? Is the bearing okay? If the bearing overheats and that pocket grows, is the wheel going to come off? I'm sure there are people who are probably not as good a machinists, but know this stuff that would comfortably take that on. So don't be scared to turn stuff down. We do the same firearms, actually. I know firearms pretty well. I'm not a gunsmith, but I know my way around most firearms. And I won't do much work on the chamber area of firearms or anything that's subject to basically the pressure of the cartridge and the receiver, because I'm not going to machine the top off a receiver because somebody who machined that or spec that out did it for a reason. It's not that I wouldn't like to, it's that it's not worth it to me, both from a business standpoint, also from I like to sleep at night standpoint. And that was the big takeaway for me on this. It wasn't so much that I have strict rules, it's that create a business that lets you do what you want to do. I don't want to create, we'll work on parts that are critical or that are important, or the thought that came into my head for some reason is a Ferris wheel, lower RPMs, less crazy. I don't have a problem doing stuff like that. I just don't want to do something where, again, it's pretty clear that the customer doesn't know what they want. It's pretty clear that the part was specifically designed and we're changing the use of that, and it's outside of my comfort zone. So again, that has more to do with the overall business and less to do with the part. I like the fact that if I want to turn down a job or 2 or 3, it's going to be okay. We don't run our shop on a paycheck to paycheck, a job to job basis, and I'm not too worried about. You get to make the right decisions because you can. So I think that's an important thing. I like being hungry. I like taking on jobs that push yourselves, but don't do stuff you shouldn't do, folks. That's kind of my takeaway there. And then be passionate about what you do. And that's such a cliched statement that I almost hesitate to say it, but you have to love what you do. And here's the other thing, that passion goes away. Everybody wants to live in Hawaii until they live in Hawaii. If you had told me 10 years ago I could be sitting in this building with multiple CNC machines, running jobs, really taking advantage of CAM and having trucks come in with raw material, my eyes just would have been crazy. Doesn't really feel like that today. Not because I'm not excited, because I love it, but because, first of all, when you're in the throes of working and doing things, sometimes it doesn't always feel like that. But when your dream becomes your reality of your life, it changes. So you've got to have a deep passion for it. That way it can persevere. It's one reason why it is easy for me to create these videos. It is easy for me to continue doing this work, is that I do love it. Yeah, I get frustrated, but at the end of the day, that's what passion is about. Passion is about remembering that, you know, when I ship this part off to this customer, I want them to open that and say, damn, you know, that floor finish is great, the parts look great. They smile because you took pride in it. On that note, some folks have already noticed we published the A-Bomb parking attachment videos today, and they were like, you seem rushed. And it's a really good observation. And I wouldn't say that I was rushed so much as I was nervous. I felt like there were a lot of eyes on me on this project. I really look up to Adam as a machinist. We've gotten to know each other actually pretty well over the past few months. We talk now pretty regularly, and I think I've helped him out with some of the business stuff, and he's helped me out a lot with the machining stuff. But gosh, I wanted Adam to open this part and be like, man, John did a great job, and the Tormach did a great job. So the other thing I guess I'm sort of annoyed is that I use new tools. You know, I had no experience with a couple of those Lakeshore tools, and I know the tools can do better, the recipes could be better, the setups, all that. So I wish I hadn't done that, because I like you guys saw it when we flipped the part and we were using the 5-flute 1/4 inch, man, crushed it. Sounded great, looked great, great recipe. That's my world. I own that. I'm good with that. 1/2 inch ruffers sticking out that far, that's new to me. So I think the part still turned out pretty well. We'll see. I think Adam got it yesterday. I'm sure more to come on his end there. With that, folks, I'm signing out. See you tomorrow.